And I'm back. God, I didn't fucking mute my stream. I'm gonna shoot myself. Okay, that's fixed. Oh boy, my music's a lot louder than I am. Yeah, no, I was gone for a little bit, not intentionally. It was accidental. The reason why I was gone was I started a new job very briefly, and goddamn, that shit took it out of me. I was exhausted. I was tired. Like, no, literally, I'd wake up. God, he's loud. I'd wake up, I'd go to work, I'd come home. That's okay. What you're hearing in the background is how I felt when I was working on that job. I'd wake up at 7 or 8 a.m. I'd go to work until 5 to 6 p.m. I'd come home, I'd fall asleep, and I'd repeat. I did that for like a week and a half. I'm not gonna keep that job, so for unrelated reasons. But that's why I've been gone. So I'm back, hopefully full time, like normal. So today, because it also just came out today, and I didn't play the demo of it, but I saw like the advertisement because I didn't want to play the demo because I didn't want to spoil anything. But this is called Slay the Princess. I'm so fucking excited to play this shit. Oh my. Oh, thank God I can pop it on a full screen. Oh, hang on, let me adjust my thing because I adjusted it earlier because it wasn't on full screen. But it's actually the correct size. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So, just, you know, expect probably. Theoretically. You're loud! Just expect, yeah, like, flickering images, bright lights, stuff like that. For one, here.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Ooh. End of the world? Yeah. What are you talking about? Have you maybe considered that the only reason she's going to end the world is because... Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget this. Oh my god, there's so many options. Yeah. I'm not doing this. Have you maybe considered that I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for this? Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet. I've already wanted to be a monarch. Viva la revolution. Oh, I've always wanted to off a monarch.
I was on. Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
We considered I'm okay.
I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to cut him off. Yeah, can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Yeah, I've always wanted to off a monarch.
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I really like the art style of this game. I will say that. It's so cool. It feels like
the interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
The art style reminds me, it's very much so like traditional, like drawn on paper, and it's really nice. Oh, thank you, Lobo. 2154. Why is my thing not talking to me? I usually have a thing in the chat that goes off. But I guess it doesn't like me today. But so thank you so much for following. Oh God, I think we're just gonna enter the basement first. I can always come back and get the blade, you know?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Just checking in on you. Hi, DT.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Begging me.
Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Told you I cracked 2 bows.
Let's talk about.
Okay.
What's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Is Princess your name? Have you seen anything about this game, or is this a blind run? This is a blind run. I didn't even play the demo when I saw it. I thought it looked so cool. I was like, you know what, when it comes out, I'm just gonna fucking play it blind. So I know nothing. I've seen like the trailer, and I've seen like clips from when they were advertising it before the demo was even out. And other than that, straight blind run. I know nothing.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Playing it blind is the best for this game. Yeah, a lot of games are. Honestly, I feel like the majority of games, knowing much about them, like story games at least, ruins it before you go in. Or it's a different experience not knowing anything about it, you know?
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Thank you for the quench thing. I don't have any. Oh wait, no, I do have water next to me. Oh, I thought I didn't grab a name. I always forget. I swear. Yeah, we can keep you locked away while I decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
The voice acting is so good.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
Slay.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one. Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
He's gonna nab my ass.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. Fine, turn your back on me. But it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
I don't know if that's supposed to be intimidating or sexy, but
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all.
yeah, a world.
You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm.
Oh,
Its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
let's finish
Your
this.
eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her.
Look at the ceiling.
Where is she? As you step towards the severed limb, you hear the passionate beat behind you, soft against the basement floor, then loud and desperate against the stairs. You turn to chase after the princess, but she's fast and has too much of a lead. She slams the door behind her before you can make it to the top of the stairs. The lock clicks into place. No!
Thanks for letting me out. I'd return the favor, but I think we both know that I can't trust you to let me stay free.
With those parting words, the princess walks away, her quiet footsteps eventually fading as she leaves you and the cabin to rot. You're stuck here, alone.
Mm-hmm.
It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. You don't know how much time passes before the end, but eventually it comes. The world ends, and you end with it.
Different endings are there? Because I know there's a lot of different endings.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to slay her.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Okay. Head to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Yeah. You can get the job done, definitely.
The interior of the
Oh, it's
cabin is
different
a
now.
mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happens to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. You didn't say anything about the
Because
mirror.
There isn't a mirror. There's the muddy shelf, the blade sitting on the muddy shelf and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror, but he says there isn't one. That's got to count for something, right?
Yeah, see how handsome
I'm
I am.
Sure we look great. If only there was some sort of reflective surface we could examine. Absolute shame there isn't anything like that around here. You do see it, right? I don't know how to read you. I see all sorts of things. But do you see the mirror? It's a simple yes or no question. Help me out here, will you? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do?
I feel like I'm being
Do you waste
gaslit.
time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done?
Approach the mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. Well, at least we can all agree now that there's nothing to see here.
Huh.
Case closed. Good work, everyone.
We'll take the blade.
Take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair.
Okay.
The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice.
Something nasty finds itself on
Oh.
my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Is it bad that the like more demented voice is like hotter to me?
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Okay, Sans.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Ah, she looks
Descend the
more like
basement
a
steps, entering the dark
like a wolf.
below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
Feral? She kind of is feral, but
So, we've dropped the pretense.
I don't know. I like it more.
Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
Yeah, super great.
So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
Girl's probably just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Bro's just standing there.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Right? I sense that you're not happy. You know?
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
Yeah, I didn't do shit last time.
That is an exceptionally good point.
And you were the conniving beast that left in search of steel to slay me. Just because I won and you lost doesn't mean I'm to blame for bad blood.
Also a good point. She can't even hear you. Why are you trying to brown nose her? I'm not brown-nosing anyone. I'm just taking a fair and balanced approach and hearing out everything that everyone has to say. If she's in the wrong, then you don't have anything to worry about.
But I must confess, this place never let me out into the world. While you were gasping your last down below, I was trying to claw and bash and break my way out. But I never did manage to be free. Until finally, I found myself here again, and you were gone. It seems that you get to come and go as you please. So you may be a bigger part of the answer to this riddle than I'd like you to be. Maybe bygones can be bygones. But you'll have to let me out first.
Girl needs to shave though. Yeah, slay the princess.
Do you think that being direct with your ill will frees you from its wickedness? Murder and betrayal are still murder and betrayal, whether you state your intentions or keep them hidden behind your back.
Okay.
See, this is why we never tell people what we're actually thinking. She's just as mad, only now she's ready for us.
Still, better a violent fool than a plotting coward. Better for me, I mean.
As you close the distance, readying your strike, the princess's chain falls from her wrist. She takes advantage of your split second of surprise and throws a fistful of dirt into your eyes.
Okay.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little woman after my own heart, really. It's a shame we're playing opposite teams.
Honestly.
This is why you couldn't just abandon her here. Left to her own devices, she would always find a way out. Now stop her.
You must have known I would be ready for you. Deep in your heart, you know the same things about me.
I like her nails. Where does she get them done?
We're both so very awful.
Pocket sand. Oh.
As you brush the silt from your eyes, the princess tackles you, flattening you against the dirt floor.
We were always going to kill each other here, weren't we? I can't trust you, and you can't trust me, and those doubts spin and spin and spin into hate.
She buries her teeth deep into your chest, tearing at.
What the
she's
fuck is
distracted.
that?
Stab her in the back. In for a penny, right? Why not?
Nails done in the wood rubber room. Yeah. Yeah, she honestly, like, whoever her nail tech is, those look really nice. I only saw a tad of them, but like, damn.
As the princess rips meat from bone, you plunge your weapon into her unprotected back.
Ha, you bastard! Even face to face, you find a way to stab me in the back. I know you, and you're hideous, absolutely wretched. Just like me.
A match made in heaven.
We are the same. So what? Throw her off us. Kick her in the shins. We don't have to fight so dirty.
Yes, we do.
Of course we do. Fighting clean won't help us win. It takes a wretch to know a wretch, and we're all at the bottom of the barrel here. There's no point in pretending otherwise. Are we? At the bottom of the barrel. We've got dirt in our eyes and a chunk of us chewed out. If that's not the bottom of the barrel, what is? No arguments here. You're doing great. Keep playing dirty if that's what it takes.
Why hot chicks be crazy? You don't get to be hot. Like, everybody starts out ugly. Everybody starts out ugly. You do not get to be hot without being a little crazy. Because in order to be pretty, you have to do some fucking awful shit. Like waxing. Oh my god, awful. Awful. That makes everybody a little crazy. Shaving like a day, it's either you wax or you shave every single day. It'll drive you fucking cray-cray.
But if we win, we won't be at the bottom anymore. We'll have climbed a little higher. And once we start climbing, well, who knows where we'll stop. You'll stop right here if you keep daydreaming. Don't let yourself get distracted thinking about what comes after.
Oh, it's okay. Don't mind me. I'm opening my Cheez-Its.
None of us ever said we stopped fighting. What a low and vicious fight it is.
What am I?
Eyes gouged, skin scratched bloody, hair ripped and nails broken. Every rule there ever was in the Book of Honourable Combat. Both you and the Princess have broken a dozen times over. That's nice and all, but are we winning? Nobody's winning. I thought playing dirty was supposed to give you the upper hand, but I suppose that doesn't work if you both sink to the same lows. Still, at least you're not losing. The princess cackles maniacally as the fracas continues. But behind her cackle, you hear the low groan of warping wood. Wait, what's going on? We're establishing a newer, better packing order. No, the groaning thing. Why is the wood making noise?
Yeah.
Who cares about the groan? It's just a sound. Things make sounds all the time. I care about the groan. Doesn't that mean something bad is happening? Oh, yes, well, I'm afraid that's the sound of the basement getting smaller.
You hear that, you pathetic wretch? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
Honestly, her nails look so good.
Excuse me, what? You and the princess disengage for a brief moment, just long enough to get your bearings. Behind you, the basement door has been sealed over, thick roots barring your only exit from the dirt pit. And slowly, but very perceptibly, the roots are closing in on you both.
That's right. They're coming for you. And they won't stop until there's nothing left down here but them.
Lycanthropy? She's been this way the whole time, girl. Yeah, what about you?
As long as you suffer while you die, I'll gladly suffer with you. Especially if I get to see it happen.
I mean, like, the last go-through, she wasn't, like, she didn't have, like, the tail and, like, the big feet, but, like, now she does, so we'll see.
This doesn't help anyone. I can't believe she'd kill us both just to spite me. See? This is exactly why you've been tasked to slay her. She's an antisocial monster who'll gladly burn the whole world for her satisfaction.
The cat mouth becomes less noticeable from certain angles. Yeah.
The roots grow ever closer. We know. We can see them.
Too little, too late. We're both going to die a splintery and miserable death. And you're going to hate it just as much as you hate me and I hate you.
You feel something against your back. A thick root pushing its way into the cavern. An unstoppable, unyielding wall of
Her? Yeah.
You're running out of time.
You know, it seems like the perfect time to make out.
Shit. What do we do? What do we do? We should probably get back to Stan. The only way out of this is through her, right?
What does it say? Oh yeah, we're gonna go out fighting.
You attack the princess once more, and once more the two of you fall into a vicious brawl. The basement continues to shrink as you fight, but neither of you pay it any more mind. Not until it's too late. The roots twist around you both, binding your limbs and rendering you helpless. As your fates close in, all you can do is watch her, and all she can do is watch you.
The artists knew what they were doing. They knew. They knew.
At first it's almost gentle. The two of you lifted delicately off the ground. But the cradle of the growing roots soon gives way to tightness. That tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict. The sound of creaking wood is drowned by the snaps and
Never mind,
pulses of
actually.
pain, flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living basement.
Not as hot anymore.
Tears well up in the princess's eyes, her own bones splintering and flesh swelling with trapped blood. But still, she smiles through it all.
I can't wait to do this again, you wretched little thing. I hate you, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
The pressure is unbearable.
Yeah, less hot now. Way less hot. You don't say? Yeah, I do say this is less hot now.
And then you pop. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Chapter 3.
We are a path in the wood.
Okay.
We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third?
Yeah.
That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Okay.
Shut up. The rest of you talk. What happened? What did you do? Sure, there's no reason to keep secrets. Someone decided to go in guns blazing last time, and that someone got us killed.
Bitch.
What should we have done? Let you draw things out with all that conniving?
Oh my god.
Everyone knows a straight fight is best.
Oh my god.
It's honest.
The growl?
There's no need to bicker about it. I wasn't trying to start anything. I don't mind what happened to us. I kind of like it now that we aren't actively being crushed. Yeah, now that you mention it, this isn't so bad. And it's not like the fight is what killed us anyway, it was the cabin. No point worrying about who charged who when that place ground us all into paste in the end. The princess included.
It was a fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
I see. So the cabin ground you into paste, and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
Yeah, what the fuck is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together.
I mean, if we're the same, like, being, we kind of are in this together.
She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Mm.
Love it.
Yeah, don't we sort of hate each other?
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the doubting and the hatred and the schemes. Not after being something as beautiful as this. Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Spoken like, honestly, a real puppet master. Have we considered that maybe she's the one trying to trick us?
I'm not.
But there's a feeling, isn't there? That petty feeling she mentioned, it is fuzzy, but it's there. Almost like she still hates us.
It feels mutual.
Please, stop. If you pay attention to that feeling, we'll fall apart. Don't look at it!
She's trying to turn you away from the truth. There's something she doesn't want you to see. I think you already know you have to look at it. Hold yourself together. We're no strangers to effort. We can push this back down. Something might do us in eventually, but I'll be damned if that something is a thought.
Real. We'll go look at it.
Please, don't make us remember how we were.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. Right, she really does hate us, and we hate her. It hurts thinking about us as separate things, but we're separate. We can't hate ourselves. I loved you. We never got to see the end of that fight, did we? We can't both be winners. One of us has to beat the other, right?
I don't want to remember what it felt like to be killed. It was so much nicer when it didn't feel like it mattered.
Yet you keep remembering. You remember the loathing and animosity you've shared with the princess, the pain and the anger and the betrayal. You start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
Maybe bygones can't be bygones. I don't know why I ever wanted to share a body with you, of all things. It's like my very soul reeks of yours. That was horrible. This is better, finally. I'll be able to hurt you like you deserve. I wish
I can fix her.
have to.
Some divisions can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were. A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole. And then you find yourself blade in hand, exactly.
I fucking hate that phrase. Real. Totally fair. It's not a great phrase, but
At the center
it's
of the
funny.
table is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
she's kind of thick.
Kill me then, if you hate me so much. Just get it over with.
This
Thank you for the quench thirst.
like a fight. This isn't what I wanted. Where's the victory in this? Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it. I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill.
Do we have to do this?
You have to. You know you have to.
Let's cut her free.
Devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming. And that other thing is... We'll just have to wait and find out when it happens. Just ignore him. What's he gonna do? Lecture us into submission? He can talk all he wants. He's weak. Thinks he can boss us around when he doesn't have any authority. We're
Those Cheez-Its are so good.
authority around here, so we can do whatever we like.
You're tired, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm... fine. Whatever. Cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. Good luck getting her out of here.
I didn't.
Yeah,
think
she's kind of
you
fucked
would
up.
do that after everything. It's
Guys, what do we think? Still smashable? Do you think she's still smashable? What the fuck? Yes, still smashable? Oh. Okay. Love the silence. There's some not narration. But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her place.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Look, I'm being real here. She's pretty. She's supposed to be pretty because she's supposed to be like manipulative and shit. But like, you know, there's a hole.
Why is it here? Why now?
There was a hole. Ah, the narrator's gone.
It is. Does that mean the world ended?
The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need
Seven
to keep
left.
going.
We're top of the pecking order now,
Be four.
right?
He's
boys?
so loud. One day. One day. Oh, look at the mirror.
Don't
What
do
are they
this.
Oh, the mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
If they think it's bad, I'm with them. This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
If they think it's bad,
Now they're just repeating. They feel small, distant as you approach. You look into a reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what is in it. It's you. Why do we look like that? Kind of hot though. I mean, I think we're sexy. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Oh, proceed into the cabin. Okay. Oh, shall we? Yeah. You were at the cabin? Poacher.
something finds me in the long
See, there's still a hole. Still
and gives me the
smashable.
gift of a fragile vessel.
It is. She's still smashable. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Are you want me here to slay the princess? And are you what has brought me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always a princess? Or are you just making her part of your...
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Cool. Everything goes dark and then you die. Now we're back at chapter 1. Again.
You're on you're here.
I'm gonna skip his talking because he's fucking... Can someone else do this?
Fortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
I think he does, though.
Seriously?
Can we turn around and leave?
You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nah, don't need to. Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around and leave again.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Maybe everyone should die. Yeah, I like this one.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess. And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too. So if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Yeah? We're just gonna keep walking around.
Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings,
What the fuck?
you start to realize
Okay.
that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Yeah.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Okay. We're at chapter 2 now. Ooh, it's a different chapter 2. This time it was the witch.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh, there's like
And
a
at the end
fucking
of
wall
that
on the
path
side now.
is a cabin. You're here to slay.
Hmm. Those walls weren't here last time. Oh, no, we're lying. Yep, okay, definitely. Definitely
No, I can
doing
tell when you're
that.
lying, right? Please take this
Oh
seriously.
god, how long can I do that for?
Begging you. A warning before you go. She will lie. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it.
Let's keep an open mind.
Oh, it depends. The voice and the like new voices depend on what you fucking do, don't they?
A confusing patchwork of many
What the
cabin
fuck?
interiors,
Okay.
all projected across what's
Oh,
almost
this is
the same
trippy.
space.
This is
So
fucking
much.
cool.
An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
This is fucking cool.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. And when everything here is so wrong.
This is so cool.
Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together.
You know, but what would happen?
Ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Okay, I'm gonna move my phone over just a little bit because I feel like it's gonna be a better spot for it. Oh god. Ugh. There are things wrapped around it that shouldn't be wrapped around that. What the hell? Okay, hang on. Adjusting things. Okay. This should be better. Cool. We'll just enter the basement. I just want to let her free. I want to see what happens. What the fuck?
Creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong. The closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get. Your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere. Little of the air here has
Sorry, I didn't mean to kick him off.
almost sludge-like miasma to it. The kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odor that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Like the center staircase.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere. You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else. And so you take one careful, focused step after another. One foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeat.
Damn, they really said we're gonna use all the sketches too.
A continuous march forward. Consumption and betrayal. Skepticism and blind devotion.
Fuck.
Rivalry and submission. Terror and longing. Pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
Okay.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
I didn't even realize I was here.
And yet here you are. How strange. Do you remember anything at all? Do you know why you're here? Do you know me?
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face. She's so blank. I have no idea who she is. Isn't that fun? A new puzzle for us to take apart. If she's keeping her cards close to her chest, it's because she wants to deceive you.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. Where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left. Until? It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality.
Nah.
But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Yeah, do you know how about...
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either.
Oh, it's all three at once.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
Yeah, right?
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world, the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Real.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Moral crisis ensuing? A little bit. But you'll never know if she hears you because she's gone. Memory returns.
Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me, I've been here before and you always get scared.
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that.
It's in for you, but not for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. It's just messing with us. Right?
You approach the mirror. Silent as you reach forward. Seeing you again, the mirror always makes them, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. Have I? Why is it like the same? Find yourself in the long, quiet. Once again, the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Is she more or less smashable now? How does... Okay.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same as before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Yeah, why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Did you ask Smasher Pass for a horrible mutant thing? I asked Smasher Pass for her when she didn't have a lower half. It was just an open rib cage, okay? So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but they are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something
It's
more.
Smash regardless.
Or something more than that, too.
It's the voice.
But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
What do you mean to bring you next time?
Get My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path. You're here.
Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do.
It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning. She will lie.
Lead to the cabin.
The interior of the blade is your...
I want to free her.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice
Hello?
is hypnotizing. Don't let it fool you.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs.
Oh, look, she's normal now, guys.
Princess.
She's not fucked up.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I mean, that voice is definitely a yes, but Hecatonkers is a hill. Fuck. But Hecatonkers is a hill I'm willing to die on. Is it though?
Begging you to stay focused.
Wouldn't that be like
On you here.
a plus?
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I'll see what I can do. Let's examine them.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're doing the right thing.
Yep.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
I think I said that wrong. Not long to die. I think so.
The key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I don't know. I understand what you're saying. I just can't fucking read. Do you have any other ideas?
Maybe
If
there's some
a
way to
key?
break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Real.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
What?
You hear the click of a lock sliding in.
Well, who locked me in
Someone
here?
else here.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
He's a yes in this appearance, but in cat face. But past that, I'm a nope. Well, we have yet to see all of her ones.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Damn, bitch. Rude as fuck.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth,
Damn.
her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Damn.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Or we could use it to free her.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save her.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound.
Damn,
of the
bitch.
princess,
We need to go get our nails done.
Yielding chain binding her to this place. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours.
It's okay.
Blood from her
She just got a
wound
high
dripping
pain tolerance.
rhythmically to the ground.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Okay, just Monica looking ass.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
Blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, she looks like she's having
She
fun.
doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife,
Damn, voice actor go
the legs
off.
give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of everything.
Oh
goes
shit, I
dark.
didn't realize he was still talking. Sorry. Chapter 2. I'm solo.
You're on a path. You're here.
You're in front now. I'm wise to your tricks.
What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved.
Help!
Yes,
It's
you'll have to
amazing.
be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Why should I bother doing anything?
Very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Ron knows what he wants at least.
You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? She would never. She's a perfect angel.
I agree with him.
Cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple.
Oh, shit. Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies.
Dude is infatuated. He really is.
He is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart.
A simp, if you will. Yeah.
To be stifled.
Definitely a
They
simp.
must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant.
Yeah, that door is
Stone
nice as fuck,
walls
though.
Draped in fine-threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prison.
I fuck with it.
The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
We'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies. Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us again.
Well, last time we didn't
There's
take
no
it,
use
you know.
arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job. Very different. Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
We'll approach the mirror. I know
Walk
nothing's
up to
gonna
the wall
happen.
next- What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. You reach forward and rub your hand against. There was a mirror. Now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Into the basement.
Yep.
The door to the
Oh, it's so
basement
pretty.
is open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight.
Get off my hairband. It's pinching my up behind my ear. Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay, that's better.
But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
I think I missed something. The fuck was and oh, we're like a fucked up bird creature thing.
Too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love.
There's no explanation for it.
Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
At least not yet.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Oh my god, that dress is so cute. I want it.
Binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back.
We're just being a world of weird animal people, and she's the weird looking one. I don't know.
You've been here before.
We're in a world of literally 2 people. We've pretty well established that, so if you don't go to the cabin, and you just like walk back, you just so if you walk the other way of the cabin, then you walk to the cabin again, and then if you turn around again, you walk to the same cabin but on the other side, and if you keep doing that, then there's just like infinite cabins, and you get to just see infinite cabins. So there's literally 2 people in this world, and it's us.
That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? We never saw a world end. Now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
Yeah, the narrator who sent me here tell you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
Was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird? She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Rescue.
I can't let you what? Take over? Yes. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will. You. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end?
I like her voice,
if we
but the
don't
words
stop
that
her?
come out of her mouth. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with them?
Well, then vote needs.
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
That dress is so pretty.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
What do you want to do?
Sounds perfect.
As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left with. You and the princess...
Oh, this is so pretty, though.
Keep going backwards.
Look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy
No,
about
no, no,
this.
no.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right.
Oh.
It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world
Please.
are no match for the strength of true love.
Oh my god.
Enough with this true love quest. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional
Yeah, we're good.
voice. I'm just along for the
Sure we
ride at
do.
this point.
Good. You
Yeah,
lost
open the door.
interest.
Yeah, you've got this.
You place your hand on the door, and the lock clicks, and the door creaks.
Shut up, Romeo. What, you don't like him?
Ha! I knew it. Your words are no match for the pure strength of our hearts, bound together as one. You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
No, I
That's
don't.
fine, then
Yes, I suppose
Why
you're
not?
better
She's-
than that, aren't you?
You know?
Across the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside. A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's fine. The simp is annoying. Mm-hmm.
Our feathers, pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
You don't get a chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Whoa. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror?
Okay.
Approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel
Make it.
yes. I fear that
Open.
we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
The voices feel small and distant as you look into the mirror, or as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're all.
You want dancing?
They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. You need to see what's in
Maybe
it.
she'll see.
You've withered. Oh. Yeah, comparatively, we are smaller now. You find yourself in the long quiet again. Leave the cabin. At the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
At least one of us hurts you. No, because the last one we didn't. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
I'm ready to go back.
When it is time for us to meet again.
I know there are like 97 achievements for this game. How many have I
At
gotten?
the end
I've
of
gotten
that
quite a
path
few.
Is a cabin, and in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
There's still like a lot to get. Oh my god, there's so many. Yeah, I still have a fuck ton of achievements to go. Okay, let's keep going.
You're here to slay her. If you don't,
Yeah.
while I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course,
You do your job, blah 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 blah. Okay. Continue to the cabin.
you make your way up. A warning. She will... The
Just
the
nice
blade.
and normal this time. We'll take the blade.
You take the blade.
We'll enter the basement.
The door to the base... Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs.
Oh, she's different now.
With the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Something's happening in the background, but I don't know what. We'll tighten our grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
Are you sure she's not armed?
Positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back.
The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
And we'll drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
We can always pick it up.
Drops to the floor.
Not. It's fine.
Harmonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe
I
now
like
we
this
can just
version. Oh, do you?
talk.
Oh, they heard him.
Against your better judgment,
Shit.
you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Kill the dr-
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
Kind of.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then.
I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting. She is. I'm sure of it. She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess.
Princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck. Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
Finish the job.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Razor.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to...
I already slew the princess. Sure, she killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I assure you that you didn't slay her, and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe...
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons. So there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
We'll proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie.
We couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken
Oh,
boards.
this is fucked up, but
Their
alright.
splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
We'll take the blade.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Into the basement. We're gonna fight. Fight to the death.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step,
Okay, this is
the
interesting.
princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the
Very
room.
different hallway.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
I'll let you out of here if you drop it.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife? And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death. Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
I prove that you don't have a knife.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Yeah.
I'd like to trust you, but you're being so suspicious right now.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little bird-face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he can tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
Dude, I have like pills that I need to open, but I like literally can't open them.
Absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us. if
After this, I'm
we
gonna go
get
to my
close to her.
like BRB screen, and I'm gonna open them and then take them and
Ruby's used.
get a drink and find my drawing pen because it's disappeared.
She certainly feels...
It's probably just in my knitting.
Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job. But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
I don't have the key.
Black.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her? We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry, do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity. Fine, and will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
Land? Oh, hell. What is it?
What are you gonna do if I let you out?
All sorts of things, which is why I think that's a great idea. I would love to not be chained up down here. Being chained up is so boring, and I crave fresh and new activities to broaden my horizons.
Please don't let her out of here. Believe it or not, I think I'm actually with him on this. Okay, but what if all of this is just a misunderstanding? There has to be room for this to be a misunderstanding.
Activities like stabbing or cutting or murdering?
Yes, I mean, maybe. I've never done any of those things, but there is something alluring about the sound of it. I think it would also be fun to do other activities like look at a bird or touch a tree.
Okay, now listen. You're not actually buying this, are you? Listen. Yes, I would like to look at a bird. You can look at a bird later, but if we look at a bird now, we wouldn't have to be here. He has a point. Just make a decision already.
That was awesome.
Of course I won't.
Against your better judgment, you walk across the room to within arm's reach of the princess. I don't like the way you said within arm's reach. You hear the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat. Whose meat? Not ours, right? Hers, at first, then yours. Your neck, specifically. Again? Really?
Hehe.
You collapse to the
Hee hee.
ground, your vision swimming as you attempt to
I love
focus
every
on the
personality of this chapter.
a sack of flesh that was once
Bro, she's got a whole fucking...
You're going to die now.
Oh my god.
With a quick jerk of her elbow, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, the arms race.
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay.
No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep
Oh.
doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
Real. Okay, I'm gonna go to my screen real quick. And I'm gonna play some music and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, scam botting is that happens frequently. Thank you, DT, for taking care of that for me. I have some apple slices with me as well.
Your what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards. Wait, excuse me? What
Yeah,
just
thank
happened?
you for the scam.
What did you just do?
Thank you for my dude for doing that for me.
I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess
cheated.
I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
Felt.
Nobody. Nobody holds the cards. That's how it's always been.
Drink water. Thank you so much for the crunch there.
That's how reality works.
I will do that. I have some next to me. But yeah, if you hear crunching, it's because I'm munching on some apples. Got some apple slices now.
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight. What's the point of fighting if she's just going to win every time? It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing. Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? That can't be right. That's too much responsibility. I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world.
Real.
Let's just stay focused.
Don't even trust me to order like my meds that I rely on to have like a normal everyday experience. Don't even trust me to call my doctor and do that. Cause that ain't happening if it's left in my hands. It's not.
The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp. That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually. And what if we never do? Don't be like that. I know things are hard right now, but we gotta stay positive. If they're confident, then I'm confident. So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
Right?
Walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
I wonder how many voices we can collect. I think it probably caps at around this point.
The air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it. Make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess. Oh. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open.
But I want to see Smitten and Cheated argue. You can't do the same path
And
twice.
the mirror's gone. How surprising. It was never there. Just an illusion. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom. Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the
Oh, and she's standing again.
comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
Fun for her, maybe. I didn't like dying all over again. Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival. Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once. Nothing bad has come of it yet. Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered. The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
I like The Hunted.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us, and I'm out of ideas.
All these ideas suck.
That's right, we just have to...
I kind of like the flirt with her one.
An answer.
Just standing there, huh?
You don't have time to finish your thought. In a moment, she's across the room, blades flashing in the dim starlight. She skewers you. Ow. What a surprise. Yeah, we don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be. Dead.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have we been here? This is 4. No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
Can we go back to when she was more assertive, less psycho?
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances.
Nah.
Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her. As long as we keep moving.
Oh, great. So it's going to get even more crowded. Even...
Come on! Show me something new!
Okay, plan. Now.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna try flirting with her. It doesn't work, and she kills you again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness sleeps from life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that conspires.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better. She skewers you.
You're cute.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you.
You'll have to be trickier than that.
Then you skewer yourself.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. Okay, let's go again.
Okay, this might be like the final. I don't know.
Going to kill this body either
I have no clue.
So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah. That was a good one. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason.
Oh yeah,
Excuse
definitely.
me. We're getting close to something. Can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time. That's all we need.
I need a hero.
And then everything goes dark. And you die.
Naturally assured. Oh, mutually assured action. Oh.
You're on it. Don't lose your head. We'll take you from
I like the voice of the cheated bro. It's just like we're not starting there.
It's like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand. Ho-ho! What if? Throw it out the window. Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I'm mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
Look, you want to see the voice of the smut and the cheated are here at the same time, and they're here.
Yeah, they're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time. Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover. Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only... It's fine. I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly up to
I'm somewhere between the paranoid and the smitten, and I don't like it.
Okay, just one thing. Fine. You make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing.
Yeah.
Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches
Okay.
and tears.
So this is
Then it erupts.
certainly a new thing. Oh, yeah.
Blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades.
Yeah, that's certainly
Are you ready for what comes next?
certainly new.
Holy shit! She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine. Yes! Behold, the perfect woman. Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Alright,
Empty your mind.
It's so quiet.
Him too.
Something
Oh
feels
yeah.
different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
And between the Conjuring and the Paranoid. You do not act. Oh, hang on. You do not act, and yet that and you do not act, and yet through that inaction, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blows finish its arc, you are already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, and you and her entering a rhythm of free thought and free yourself. There's only the dance, the ebb and the flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your heart pounds and the faster the momentum valleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition and hers strikes too. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. Okay. You do not get to see the end of each other, and you never will. It's time for you to leave and... It's time for you... Memory returns. Approach the mirror. Do so. Gaze into your reflection. Once you reach forward... Oh! They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. Blah, blah, blah. You've unraveled. Oh, okay. You find yourself in the long, emptiness. Silence. Yeah, and then long quiet once again. Sorry, my phone's in the way, so I can't really see what the fuck it says. Poacher.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
I think there are people out.
It doesn't matter if there are. People are too small for us. You and I are the only things that interest me.
You have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
You want someone to kill you? Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does, and when I find him, I'm gonna kill him.
If he is anything other than us, he isn't worth the effort to destroy.
I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Okay. And again we go.
You're here.
Yeah, just gonna literally silently continue.
You make your warning. She will lie. The blade is. The door to the base. Her voice.
Hello?
Is hypnotized. Don't let. Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain. She's beautiful. I am begging you to.
Hi. Okay.
What have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
We'll go back upstairs and retrieve the blade without saying another word.
Where are you going? You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip.
Slip these. She has to be bluffing, but you rush up to the. Okay. If we're sure about this decision, you slowly creep down the basement stairs. Where the prince. Is it just me? This is a dangerous play. She doesn't have a weapon. Your eyes dark. Where is she? You
close the door.
Behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
I can wait. I'm very patient.
Venture into the shadows.
Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor. The ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2.
You're here.
I'm gonna leave. I've already committed to my station. Okay.
She will. I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten. That's a very maybe.
I know I'm skipping through a lot of this, but we've heard the majority of this. Yeah.
The blade.
We'll just enter the basement without it.
I guess we'll just have to trust that we made the right call. It'll still be here if we need it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece.
Oh, this actually might be a little different.
Be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm.
No, I don't think it is.
As if you're descending into a jungle. She growls.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way.
Oh yeah, this is definitely different.
The floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess. She's certainly not just a princess.
Right?
You're not helping. Doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now. You manage to avoid her snapping jaws.
Damn!
Enough to evade the whole of her titanic momentum. She grazes you, the force of it enough to skin you all along your side, leaving a line of red, raw flesh. It's like being sideswiped by sandpaper. How is she that fast? This isn't working. We have to do something. We have to figure out a plan. Don't plan ahead. Act on the now. All that matters is that we stay alive. We're trying, but we can't keep this up much longer. We have to. We keep up or we die.
Your internet just go down. Hey. Oh. The stream good? Look and see on your side. Cause my OBS is definitely telling me it's not. Is it? Is the stream good? Okay. Cool. Lovely. It just fucked up there for a minute and I don't know why.
You're getting slow.
She
Damn.
seizes the opportunity, lunging once again from the darkness, fangs bared and claws flashing. She attacks over and over and over, and each time she leaves with a little piece of you. Too tired to think, but we have to think. We have to move. It's too late. Before you get the chance to react, she makes her last foray away from the dark corners of the room, unhinging her dripping maw, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. You do your best to dive out of the way, and you partially succeed. Partially? Yes. The princess fails to swallow you whole. She only swallows your lower body. That's just as bad. That's worse, even. It's death either way. At least this will be a faster end. You look down to see that
Damn!
the blood is strewn on your intestines, trailing all the way up and disappearing behind her blood-stained teeth. Your legs are nowhere to be seen. You start to go into shock. The princess, bloody saliva dripping from
We're stuck on her, princess.
idly gnaws on what's left of you as you rapidly fade away.
I didn't mean to do that. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
We're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
Den, what the fuck is she gonna be now?
You're on a path in the wood. That didn't work. We're going in with a plan this time. We're not getting stuck in another loop, just acting on instinct. We're stuck in a big enough loop as it is. Instinct was keeping us alive. Until it wasn't. So what are we supposed to do? Great, so you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done. So you know more than you're letting on. Yeah, what he said. Of course I do, but believe me, it's in your best interests. The more you know about the princess, the more difficult your task will be. And why is that? Having me explain why would defeat the whole purpose. There are simply some things I'm not allowed to tell you. It's a hard rule. And whose rule is it? Who's telling you to boss us around? We've died twice already, and if you want us to stay alive this time, it's in your best interests to give us an edge. It's my rule, and this conversation is over.
Yeah, what's the plan?
She spent as much time as she could in the shadows. So we're gonna draw her out. But she's fast. And she's clever. We're clever too. So this time we're not gonna let her cut off our escape. We're gonna lead her to the stairs ourselves. It'll be a lot easier to deal with her once we can actually see what she is. But you already know what she is. She's a princess. Yeah, right. A princess we couldn't see. One that had big, sharp teeth, too. How about you stick to describing things and we'll stick to doing our job? Sharp teeth.
Yeah, what do you know that you're not telling me?
I've told you as much as I can without putting you at a disadvantage. If anything, I've told you too much. You've already died by her hands twice. You shouldn't need much in the way of motivation.
Okay, let's see what this through. See what happens.
You make your way down to the cabin.
Okay, this
Fated
area is really cool.
confrontation awaits. You know what to do. Alright, we've been over the plan. Goad her out of the shadows. Make her show herself. We'll figure out a way to make it happen. And if that doesn't make her any easier to fight, it will. It's always easier to fight what you can see, no matter how big or toothy she might be. The interior is dark and overgrown. Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. If there's a way forward, that mirror is blocking it off. What are you talking about? There is no mirror. It's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us. Then either way, we need to investigate. Might as well get started. Yes.
We'll take the blade.
Steel claw. You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Odds are we'll need it. Thanks for not putting us in a bad spot. You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair. Haven't you been paying attention? We're not hesitating. That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually. It's so grimy. Maybe we can wipe it clean and finally get a look at ourselves. You reach forward and wave your hand over the open hole leading to the basement. See? Nothing. Tricks of the eye. No one sense can be trusted on its own. You step forward into the darkness. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend. It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs, no entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
No. We'll go on silently.
You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed. Stay on your toes. We take a step into the shadows, and as soon as she moves, we jump back, make her follow. From there, we trap her in the tunnel, draw her out of the cabin, whatever it takes to get her out of her element. Then we're safe.
We'll try to lure her out.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement. That's right. Keep steady. Don't let your nerves get the better of you. There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the
Model's
shadows.
mouth is going crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
Your swift escape.
I think it's because my phone is like dying. Don't know. It could be very many things.
That's stage one.
It could also
Now
be because
stay
I keep putting my
focused.
hand like by my mouth too.
You dive into the tunnel and begin scrambling up towards the cabin. You hear her behind you.
Or because I'm
claws raking at the
hiding.
dirt,
I like
chains
get behind my
rattling,
mic. That could
breaths
be it
hot
too.
and heavy
Who
with
knows?
the effort of the ascent. But the sounds are coming slower now. The breaths pained and stuttering. You no longer sense frantic motion behind you in the tunnel. You risk a glance. She is a broad and sickly creature, her withered and emaciated flesh clinging to bones too large to fit in the narrow space. She managed to squirm her way into the tunnel in pursuit, but now she's stuck, incapable of either moving towards you or returning to the open darkness of the basement below. So that's what she's become. She wasn't like this when we started. Was she?
No.
She wasn't. Looking at her makes me feel sad. Yeah. Now that we can see her, she doesn't feel like much of a threat at all. Her eyes look up at yours, wide, pleading. Come back, you can imagine them saying. Don't leave me here. But you shouldn't listen to the sad eyes of a vanquished enemy. She wants nothing more than to change places with you. If you want us to ignore her, then why would you tell us any of that wide-pleasing eyes begging for mercy business to begin with?
Honestly.
All it does is make us feel conflicted. I'm merely describing things as they are. It's not my fault that her eyes had something to say, even if that something was a ploy, which, if I might stress, I pointed out to you. What should we do about her anyway? Can she still end the world like this? She hurts. We should help. We did bring the blade. Maybe we should use it. Splendid idea. You have a job to finish, and this is the perfect opportunity to finish it. Or maybe we should try and talk to her. That's a terrible idea. Your first one was better.
Slay that bitch.
You tighten your grip around the blade and cautiously approach the princess. She eyes you with the silent resignation of someone or something that has long accepted its death. You lift the weapon over your head, preparing a lethal blow. Just one strike, and the entire world will owe you a debt of gratitude.
But the blow never lands. Nor will it ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror.
You're right.
That's what happened to us. You are nothing. That it isn't right. You can't be nothing. You focus your gaze and you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection.
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the glass. Splitting the image in the glass. Another crack forms and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Ooh. See, the narrator is wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
Narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you.
Okay.
I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
What is the princess? Did you make her too?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most.
I'm gonna turn down my headset because that fucking glass cracking is really loud.
That which others perceive her to be, but an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
I'm sure her won't
Yes,
want to be
you will.
alone.
But it will all be worth it.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
People out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
It's like you said something like that before. Has every narrator really been different?
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Why would you want me to destroy the concept of transformation?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must.
This is remarkably eldritch. Yeah, a bit. I After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
What would it be like to live in a world without her?
Light, burdenless, an eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joy.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna take my model down, take my model off. I have no fucking clue what's going on with my internet, but it's really frustrating. And I'm gonna finish this game and then I'm gonna go bitch about it to my husband. And that way he can call our internet provider because this should not be happening. You are the long, quiet, vast and Nascent, I don't know how to say the fucking word. God, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin. When you arrive at the heart of things, there's no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find. Nascent. Thank you. Damn. They put their whole pussy into this last one. I don't know, it might be better because I just disconnected from our internet and then reconnected to it, but...
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Damn!
It's been
That's what I'm
so
saying!
long,
Smash!
and I
Instantly
can't wait
smash!
for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response and then patiently waits for you to continue. I'm a little quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
You know that about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Happens now.
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes.
Oh, see, so now my internet's also gonna be fine. Like, what in the fuck?
Bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut her off. Is your upload shit? Because I feel like you have shit upload. No, it's not! It's not. Literally, hang on. I'm gonna pull up a fucking internet speed tester right now. You don't understand. There's no fucking reason why I should be having this issue. There's zero reason. There is zero reason. I just got my third now live message. I did too. I get them too. No, dude, my fucking... It's not, is the thing. Hang on, I'm pulling it up. Okay, I'm literally pulling up the speed test right now because I do not have bad internet. Literally, it's really frustrating. It's so frustrating. And it's fine now. It's like fine now. I just disconnected from our internet and reconnected to it. My fucking upload is usually at, I forget what fucking number it is. It's decent though. I have a 38 megabits per second upload speed. I should not be having issues. Anyways, I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
I somehow also have the issue where I need to disconnect and reconnect. It makes sense since I live in a basement. I have to get my computer to try to connect to a range extender. Yeah, see, I don't. My computer's right fucking next to a router. Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation. You feel a sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here except for her is you. You feel your wings spanning into a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Take her hand. God damn, she's so smash. Smash! All at once, the unyielding tension broke. Dude, if you don't say smash on that, you're a liar. I wish I could just run Ethernet from my PC to the router. What in the drugs? You are free and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. Yeah, see, if you don't say smash, you are lying. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. This is what the automatas see in LOP when they gain sentience. Real. You're probably farther into the game than I am at this point, though. So conflict is in your nature. The two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. I haven't bought it yet. Yeah, no, I'm still on that one boss. I am still on that one boss. That was good. That was good. It wasn't super long, but I wasn't expecting it to be super long. And that's just because, like, all the routes that I went, that's probably not even a fucking quarter of them. Because, for example, there are still... I only got 20% of the achievements in the game. Also, I'm gonna pass. Next stream will beat the dang thing. I don't know. Also, I'm gonna pass because the extra everything is off-putting. Nah, it doesn't bother me. Yeah. This is a game that, like... Oh my god, there's a fucking achievement called Opossum. Fool the predator by faking your own death. Love that. Restless thoughts have a voice ruin your happy ending. Oh. Dude, there's so fucking many. I don't think y'all understand how many achievements there are. This is definitely a game that, like, I'm gonna have to bring all my friends over. Chad's perfect woman has multiple faces and copies of their own body in her hair. I didn't say my perfect woman. I just said smash. Nah, I'm definitely like pulling some of my fucking friends over and making them play this shit. Just to see what ends up happening for them. See what they end up doing. This is one of those games. Hyperbole is a bedrock of humor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Only 11% of players successfully fleed the creature and flee from a creature and it's done. Our song finishing the game. The good ending doesn't count. The good ending. The good ending, you did it, you saved everyone? Oh, you kill her. I really want to see if you attempt to free Psycho in chapter 1 of her route. You attempt to free Psycho in chapter 1 of her route. Well, you'd have to make literally the exact same choices I made throughout the game. I don't know. She'd probably still just fucking kill you. How did I miss typing? What happens? What? What other game do they have? Wait, they've got another game. Hang on. Scarlet Hollow. Damn. And it's also got fucking overwhelming positive reviews as well. This is why I like Discord so much. I was trying to ask what happens if and I had a brain fart. Damn, yeah, well, that's that game, I guess. I don't really know what to say about it. It was good, I liked it. I'm definitely gonna like make my friends play it. I'm gonna be like, yo, come over. I'm gonna come play this game. So glad that this was a super scuff stream at one point. So glad. It's gonna make putting the VOD up. Gonna be so behind on my VOD channel. It's gonna make putting the VOD up so much fun because I'm gonna get to go through all the joy of editing the videos together. But yeah, I really like the game. I do. I truly do. It was good. Honestly, to play it. Thank you so much for the quench thirst. I'm gonna take that drink, I'm gonna play some music, and that's gonna be all for today. Yeah. Well, actually, we're gonna raid out tonight, guys. You see, I'm debating. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys options. We have Butterfly Vivi, Butterfly Vivi, who is playing Phasmophobia. Could raid her. I'm looking. We have. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm not giving you guys options. We're gonna raid Butterfly Vivi, or Vivi, who is playing Phasmophobia. Thank you guys so much for the stream, or for coming to the stream. Hopefully you guys liked it. And I'm gonna go ahead and type in the raid message in the chat. So basically when we go over, you're just gonna copy and paste that message and put it in. If you are I'll have one that's like subscribed to that so that you'll be able to use the emotes, and one that is an unsubscribed one that means that basically if you don't have the emotes, just use that one. I'm gonna type those up and send those so that it's nice and you just gotta copy and paste that message. There's that one. And then there's gonna be that one. Just go ahead and copy and paste this. I am gonna go ahead and turn on the music and then get that raid all set up. You'll get a little notification. We'll go over to her. Phasmophobia with one of her friends right now. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. I hit the wrong button. We're not going to talk about it. Accidentally canceled the raid, but now it's back on. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're going to go over to VB.